Hare Krishna, and welcome everyone to our weekly Bhagavad Gita session. And this is the course where we are trying to study Bhagavad Gita in a systematic way. As the name suggests of this course, the systematic study of Bhagavad Gita. Our objective is not to rush through Bhagavad Gita verses, but try and go deep in these verses and trying to understand what really it means in the context of the flow of conversation happening between Lord Krishna and Arjuna, and also what really it means for us. We are living in 2025 ultra modern age where everything is seems to be accessible, right from moon to Mars. Everything seems to be accessible. Um, so much scientific uh, development, technological advancement, and so much knowledge that we have around about the world in general. How the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita still remains relevant, how it still becomes remains useful for us to function in the world. That's where we are trying to bridge the gap between the knowledge provided by Bhagavad Gita and the problems that we face today. And we'll discuss elaborately about one such critical problem that all of us face, including me, about distractions and how best we can deal with those distractions. It's not going to be a lecture, it's going to be a discussion, more or so. And all of you are requested to stay focus on the discussion topic on hand. Share with us what strategies you apply to deal with these distractions. And we'll talk about predominantly the one verse from Bhagavad Gita where Krishna actually speak about this aspect. And Krishna says talk about the single-minded focus, and without which success cannot be achieved, not in the material life nor in the spiritual life. So let's jump right into the topic for today. We are learning Bhagavad Gita. This poster, hope all of you have are used to see. Most of you have attended these classes in past, and in every class we put up this slide. And it's important to show what was Arjuna's condition before listening to the Bhagavad Gita, before understanding Bhagavad Gita. What was his condition? His condition was bewildered. His condition was that of a confused man. He actually asked a question that I don't know what to do. Now look at his face, and he actually shows that expression that don't know what to do. Not that he cannot do, but he doesn't know what is right, what is wrong. His ability to decide between right and wrong gets becomes weak, and hence he surrenders to Lord Krishna, who is present on the battlefield of Kurukshetra as chariot driver of Arjuna. Despite being supreme lord of the universe, of all the three lokas, Lord takes pleasure in serving his devotees, just like devotees gets pleasure when they serve Lord. And this loving exchange is continuously going on between Lord and his chosen devotees, his dear devotees. So Lord happily accepts this menial service, that of a driver. And he wanted himself to be present on the battlefield when the most important battle of that time were to take place. There are few battles which are described in the Puranas, and one such is Dev Asur Sangram, and and another one is of course the Ramayana, between, and then the third one is this Kurukshetra. These are some of the important battles that are described in the history. And so this is of was that of a very very large magnitude, a large in terms of number of people who are participating, in the terms of number of key kings who are participating in this battle. And the battle which started from a family dispute over a kingdom but assumed form of a world war. Practically, the whole world was participating in this battle, either side, on the either side, and very few kings actually remain outside. So we had the whole bunch of kings assembled in the battlefield, and Arjuna gets confused and asks Krishna, what am I supposed to do? And after listening to the Bhagavad Gita, we see transformed Arjuna on the right hand side. Arjuna, who's picked up his bow and arrow, the famous bow Gandiva bow he's picked up, and he's ready to shoot arrows, fight war. So this is a transformation. The transformation is not caused by giving a pep talk alone. Transformation is not. This is transformation caused by love, the loving advice that Krishna gives to Arjuna, and after that, Arjuna gets transformed. We should hope for such transformation where wherever we are today, we should we should come on the right hand side. We should look like being ready to serve Krishna in any way possible. So Karishye Vachanam Tava. Arjuna speaks this verse, last verse in the Bhagavad Gita 73, 18 chapter, saying that Nashto Moha Smritir Labdhva Tvat Prasadam Maya Achyuta. That Nashto Moha, my illusion is gone, delusion is gone, confusion is gone. Smritir Labdhva, I have regained my consciousness, I have regained my intelligence. Tvat prasadan maya achyuta. By your mercy, I have got this. Otherwise, without you, I would not have got it. So he's acknowledging Krishna's role in his regaining his consciousness. And Sthitosmi, I am now determined. Gata sandeha, all the doubts have gone. Karishye vachanam tava. I will do whatever you want me to do. I will serve you in whatever way you want me to serve. If that service requires me to annihilate all the warriors who have assembled on this battlefield, so be it. If those warriors happen to be my cousins and brothers and relatives and friends and family members, so be it. If those warriors happen to be my great grandfather and my most beloved guru, so be it. Arjuna is determined. It's determined because he is now duty bound. He is serving Krishna. And in the service to Krishna is the highest occupation for the human beings. So he's prepared to do that. Uh, we should we should pray to Krishna for such transformation. And with that, we should approach Bhagavad Gita. A sick person approach a doctor with a hope to get cured, not to remain sick. So we should also we are all of us are in a sick condition, and we should approach Bhagavad Gita seeking Krishna's blessings, Krishna's mercy for getting cured of our consciousness, of our bodily consciousness, and coming into the spiritual consciousness where we we can understand and function with the understanding that we are spirit soul, we are spiritual beings, we have a body temporarily, and we are suffering our past karmas reactions in the current life, but this is not end by itself. There is a higher purpose for my life. We don't belong to this material world. We belong to the spiritual world, where everything is eternal, everything is full of knowledge, everything is full of bliss. And because we came from that world, we have previous experience of those things which we are searching in the material world, where everything is temporary, nothing is eternal, everything is avidya, everything is lacks knowledge, everything has to be discovered. There's no knowledge in this material world, and everything is miserable, temporary, avidya, lack of knowledge, and miserable. These are the three qualities of the material world, and we are searching for eternity, knowledge, and bliss, the opposite qualities. Why we are searching? Because we experience those qualities during our original stay in the spiritual world. Hence, we are searching for those same qualities in the material world. So, where our search is right, we are searching for right things at wrong place, and hence we are suffering. We are suffering, and this is where all of us are in the middle of something, in the middle of Kurukshetra battle. We may not find ourselves on battlefield, but every Monday morning we begin our own battles. Every moment we live, we fighting battle. We are fighting battles with our family members, our cousins, our sisters, our brothers, our spouses, our children, and during the week we fight battles with our our bosses, our corporates, our friends, our uh, everything is pulling us in different directions, and we are just trying to survive through all of this and navigate. So this is the battlefield for all of us. Arjuna orders Krishna to take his chariot in between two armies. Krishna does so, and then Arjuna gets confused. He's looking at his own relatives. He gets overwhelmed with compassion. He says, where there will be no enjoyment if I kill all my relatives and friends, what enjoyment? How can I enjoy? I am worried about sinful reactions because of killing of my relatives, disturbance of social order because of all the men's will get killed, all the women and children will get exposed, and they will get exploited by others, and hence the whole social order will get disturbed. uh, Kula Dharma versus Kshatriya Dharma. I'm a Kuru Nandan. I'm the most formidable warrior in the Kuru dynasty, and I'm a Kshatriya. As a Kuru, as a son of Kuru dynasty, I'm supposed to protect my family. But as a Kshatriya, I'm supposed to kill those who are on the side of Adharma, and Adharma is clearly on the side of Duryodhana. So, as a Kshatriya, my duty is to kill everyone. And as a Kula Dharma, my duty is to protect everyone. What am I supposed to do? To kill or to protect? Indecision, lose-lose situation. So Arjuna says, even if I win, I feel as if I have lost, and if I lose anyway, I will get killed. Then there is a loss again. So it's a lose-lose situation. Whatever I do, I see only misfortune hovering over my head. And then Arjuna speaks this beautiful verse. कार्पण्य दोषोपहत स्वभाव पृच्छामि त्वां धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेतः यच्छ्रेयः स्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्ते अहम शाधि मात्वं प्रपन्नम. Bhagavad Gita actually begins at this point with this inquiry. So a perfect question will lead to perfect answer. Krishna wanted to speak Bhagavad Gita. Krishna put Arjuna into this dilemma and Krishna in this confused state of mind so that he can ask this question. Pruchhami tvam dharma sammudha cheta. I'm asking you in a bewildered state of mind, what is my duty? What I should do? Please tell me. What is best for me? Please tell me, O Arjuna, O Krishna. So this perfect question Krishna was waiting for so that he can speak Bhagavad Gita. And Krishna begins his instruction by bifurcating, by separating a human body. You know, all of us are spirit souls. We all are, our original identity is that of a spirit soul who is occupying a body. We are not the body. We have a body. I'm not this shirt. I have this shirt. I'm wearing this shirt today. Tomorrow I may wear another shirt. Similarly, soul is inside this current body today. Tomorrow, soul may exit this body and enter another body. So, soul is really who we are. This is my hand. This is my head. This is my body. But I am not the body. I am spirit soul. Mamev ansho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. All the living entities are separated part and parcel of Krishna. 15.7, Krishna will explain in the same Bhagavad Gita. But so he is identifying, he's separating. Arjuna is confused whether I can kill people. And now Krishna is going to tell him all these people that you see, their original identity is spiritual. their spirit, soul, which is their original identity. They currently are in body, in a particular body. Bhishmacharya is in one particular body, Dronacharya is another body, Duryodhana is another body, and they are functioning, utilizing their body. They are functioning in this material world, but destruction of body will not cause destruction of soul. Destruction of body will not cause destruction of soul. So the soul is there forever. Soul will live forever. Soul is that element which will survive even after the destruction of the body. So if it is your duty to kill, you should not become confused and not kill just because you don't want to harm a body. Body cannot be saved. Body cannot be saved, and soul cannot be harmed. So these are the set of instructions Krishna will explain in the course of this discussion, starting from 2.13 verse, where Krishna is identifying that Dehino, that the owner of the Deha, the possessor of the Deha. We were driving from Bhiwandi last Sunday, and we were returning from Thane, and then we were in a traffic jam, and then we realized the car above in front of us was not moving. A car in front of us was not moving. We waited patiently. It was jam. We couldn't move left. We couldn't move right. So we had to wait. And then we started honking. We and couple of times we honked, and then we realized that the driver was not present inside the car. Actually, driver had gone stepped outside. So the car was there, but car could not move because the driver was missing. The moment driver came in, he took the car away, and then we went ahead. So uh, so that driver of the car is critical, and similarly the driver of the body is that soul. So without the presence of the soul, the body becomes dead body. We may undergo smallest of the surgery, maybe a dental surgery, a dental that root canal or something. All of us are undergo these surgeries, the smaller or the big surgeries, and we are given anesthesia. We are given anesthesia. Why? Because the experiencer of pain is right now present inside his body. The person has walked into the dental clinic, and he's offering himself, cooperating with the doctor, and doctor then gives anesthesia and then perform his surgical procedures. However, a much bigger surgery is performed when postmortem happens and no anesthesia is given. Why? Because the experience of the pain is missing from the body. The body is already dead, which means the soul who would have experienced the pain has already left the body. Now body is vacant, just like a car. Uh, when car is crushed, taken to the garage, and sometimes it is crushed. Um, it does not really cause pain because the driver is outside. So similarly, when the postmortem is performed on the dead body, no anesthesia is given. But when a living person, the smallest of the surgery, anesthesia is given. Why? Because the difference between these two is the experience or experiencer of pain. The one who is going to experience the pain is present right now inside the body. So that is the difference Krishna will highlight. Now, this is knowledge, but this is not transcendental knowledge, because this is a fundamental knowledge. Adhyatma begins with the knowledge of Atma. Spirituality begins with the knowledge about spirit. And so it's a elementary knowledge. It's a beginner's knowledge. I'll chant these verses quickly. We have discussed these verses elaborately in our previous classes, so we'll not spend much time. So Krishna says 2.13, Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantar praptir dhiras tatra namuyati. He's saying you're worried about killing people, but the soul is moving continuously from boyhood to youth to old age, and soul similarly passes into another body. And if your sober person is not bewildered by such change, so this change is going to happen anyway. Just because you don't want to kill doesn't mean this the people will live forever. Nobody will live forever. So they will die either today or tomorrow. You have the authority to kill, therefore you should kill. And that's how Arjuna Krishna is explaining to Arjuna. This killing at times may not be a pleasant experience. At times, performance of duty may always not be a pleasant experience. Sometimes it can be painful experience. But what should one do? One should tolerate. If you are performing your duty, do it and tolerate. If it is painful, tolerate. It can be sometimes joyful, it can be sometimes painful. Just like we have different seasons come and go, winter and Shita and Ushna, winter and summer seasons come and go. Similarly, we have to tolerate those as and when they come. Similarly, the Dukha and Sukha will come and while performing these duties, and you should tolerate. Tam Stitikshasva Bharata. Beautiful verse. Again, what all of you should remember all these verses. I circulate these PPTs at the end of our session. So pull out these PPTs, keep chanting these verses, and memorize all of them. Very beautiful verses. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkha agama apaino nityas tam stitikshasva bharata. Tam stitikshasva bharata. Tolerate them without being disturbed. So tolerance is the message Krishna gives right upfront in the Bhagavad Gita, that it's not going to be a happy journey for anyone, not just you, but for anyone. And what should one learn? One should learn tolerance. Yam hi na vyathayantyete purusham purushavarshabha samadukha sukham dhiram so amrutaya kalpate. One who is able to tolerate the ups and downs in life can remain steady. Now such person becomes is eligible for liberation. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन नायम भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोयम पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. Sharira will get destroyed, but that who is occupying the sharir will not get destroyed. Why? Because that has never taken birth. Na jayate, never taken birth, nor there is any death attached with that soul, that element, that your real you will cannot die. Just like a sun and sun rays, they manifest together. Sun rays have not taken birth, because the moment sun manifests in the sky, the sun rays are all available. One such sun ray can come inside our home. But so sun and sun rays, the sun ray is a small component, a small ansha of the big sun. The sun ray may come into our home and illuminate our home. We don't say sun has come inside our home, but the sun ray has all the qualities of sun in a small quantity. Similarly, all the living entities are separated components of the same Supreme Lord. So they ever existed as because because Lord is ever existing, all the souls are also ever existing. So the soul has now never taken a birth. Then who takes birth? The body takes birth. And also soul has no death. There is no death for the soul. So body, since the body take birth, body dies, body get destroyed, and soul will not get destroyed with such destruction. Why? Because soul is ajo nityah shashvatoyam purano. Prabhupada gives the unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primeval. That's why soul will not. These are the qualities of the soul Krishna is explaining. Another beautiful example he gives: Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grahnati naroparanim तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्ण्यान अन्यानि संयंति नवानि देहि. As a person puts on new garment, giving up old one, the soul similarly accept new material body, giving up old and useless one. So old and useless body will be given up. So do not worry about the death. Utilize the opportunity that you get at death to go back to Krishna. Now, this is where Krishna will actually uh, make this death as the most important event of our life, because at death, if we remember Krishna, we can go back to Krishna. That will come in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. But right now, Krishna is explaining it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. People will die. People are bound to die. People are going to die. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityu, dhruvam janma mritasya cha, tasmad pariharyarthe natvam shochitam arhasi. The one who has taken birth is sure to die, and after death one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. Do your duty. So this is how Krishna concludes the discussion and about the spiritual spark, the real identity of all the living entities, that is spirit soul, and says that discharge of your duty should be given primary importance. अथ imam dharmyam संग्रामम न करिष्यसि ततः स्वधर्मम कीर्तिं च हित्वा papam avapsasi. If you fail to perform your prescribed duty, neglecting your duties, and thus your reputation will you lose all your reputation as a fighter, and you will incur sin. You will certainly incur sin for neglecting your duty. So performance of duty, what is my duty in every situation? One has to find it out and perform that duty. So this is the message of Bhagavad Gita. Moving forward, we discuss these verses as well. Hatova prapsasi swarga jitva va bhokshase mahim tasmat uttishta kaunteya yuddhaya kriti nishchayaha. Krishna is explaining Arjuna that you're thinking of this situation as a lose-lose situation. But I'm flipping it the upside down. I'm calling this situation as a win-win situation. Why? Because you're a Kshatriya. Even if you die in the battle, you will attain Swarga, and there you can go and enjoy. And if you win, you will anyway win the kingdom of the whole earth, and therefore you will enjoy again. So where is the loss? So just tasmat uttishta kaunteya, get up and with determination fight. Now, this is not the ultimate instruction of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita has progressive knowledge. So anybody who stops reading Bhagavad Gita at 2.37 will go back with a conclusion that goal of life is enjoyment. And either way you should try to enjoy. Somehow or anyhow you should try to enjoy. Fighting, if fighting gives you enjoyment, enjoy. Fighting does not, no, not fighting gives you enjoy, assures you enjoyment, so be it. So highlight of Bhagavad Gita is enjoy one, but that's not true. So that's why we should study the whole scripture. It's we should accept the scripture in its entirety, not in its part that suits us. So immediately next verse, Krishna gives a progressively higher instruction. 2.38, sukhe dukhe same krutva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujjasva naivam papam avapsasi. Now he repeats the instruction that in the previous verse also Krishna spoke about fighting, but either way you will get enjoyment. Focus is on enjoyment. And in this verse, Krishna speaks about fighting, gives instruction that you should fight, but how you should fight? You should fight by treating sukha dukha same krutva. Do do the fight for the sake of fighting without considering happiness and distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat, and by so doing you shall never incur sin. Another beautiful verse we discussed, couple of more verses we discussed in last session is Eshate Bhita Sankhye Buddhi Yoge Tvimashruno Buddhya Yukta Yaya Partha Karma Bandham Prahasyasi. Karma Bandha Prahasyasi. Now, in the previous verse of Naivam Papam Avapsasi, that was there in 2.33. Now, Krishna is introducing a concept of Karma Bandha. Karma Bandha, very important concept that our actions bound us. We are answerable for all our actions. So Krishna says, thus far I have described this knowledge to you through the analytical study. Now listen as I explain in terms of working without fruitive results. O son of Pratha, when you act in such knowledge, you can be free yourself from the bondage of work. And then Krishna glorify this work, this type of work, that when you perform in when you perform actions in bhakti, in as a devotion, as a service to God, on behalf of God, without any personal motive, when you perform activities, the same activity which you otherwise would have, it's like when you when you fight a war at the border and kill 50 enemy soldiers, you get rewarded. You get rewarded. Why? We are you're and when you come home into your native place or your village, and then you have a fight with your neighbor and you kill one person, you get punished. On the border, you are killing 50 people and you are getting rewarded. But at home in your village, you kill just one person and you get punished. Why? Because you're acting on your own behalf. And in this first instance, you're acting on behalf of your country. Similarly, when we act, the action is same. Action is that of killing. But the results, but the intentions are different. The results are completely different. The same actions is producing different outcomes. So killing on the border gives me reward, but killing my neighbor in my village gives me punishment. The same action, but completely opposite reactions. So, so we should, when we act on behalf of Krishna, the same action performed for our own sense gratification, food. All of us need to eat. All of us will feel hungry at 1 p.m. when the class will conclude after question answer. The same food, it's maintained, it is required for the maintenance of our body. But the same food can be offered to Krishna and eaten as prasad. When we take that, accept the same food as prasad, we are not incurring sin. It's like killing on at the border. And when we kill, when we take the food for our own enjoyment without offering it to Krishna, that is like killing in the village. I become accountable for that action. I may not have killed an animal and eat. I might be eating a vegetarian food, but even that is not free from sin. Krishna says in third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, I remove sin. When you offer it to me, I remove sin. And that's how the food become prasad. At least mentally, we should be offering food to Krishna. And Krishna can remove sin from the food, and therefore the food become prasad, becomes mercy. And that food is karma free food. And when we eat such food, we not only get material nourishment, we also get spiritual nourishment. Action is same, eating happens everywhere, but when you offer and eat versus you just go and eat, uh, gets you completely different opposite results. In the second case, you are accountable. Even if you have not killed anybody, you may think so, but you are accountable for those actions. This is a simple example to explain the actions performed in bhakti, um, how they are different. They may apparently look similar, but they produce completely opposite results. Therefore, we should understand the concept of bhakti. And this is precisely what is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita knowledge becomes so sublime, so beautiful. And another glorification of this knowledge is it is everlasting. नेहाभिक्रमनाशोस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्व अल्पम इति अस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्. Krishna says in this endeavor there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. We'll discuss in our previous session the two case studies. One is that of Jamil, and where he chant the Narayana, name Narayan, and with in the wholehearted way he called out for Narayan, and Vishnu Dutas comes and they protect him. They there's a beautiful conversation dialogue that happens between Vishnu Duta and Yamadutas, and Yamadutas are no fools, no idiots. They came there because they had a list full of activities performed by this rascal Ajamil during his lifetime. So they perfectly considered him to be a perfect candidate for Yamaloka. And that's why they say, Ken, we are not idiots. We don't go anywhere without Dharmaraj, Yamraj is considered to be the owner of protector of Dharma. So he's not, and his disciples are these Yamadutas. They are all his working with him. Now they were not idiots, but then Vishnu Dutas, they they preached him, explained him the importance of taking name of Lord Vishnu in a wholehearted way and what effect it can have. If you chant Krishna's name even unintentionally, it is capable of eradicating your sins of millions and millions of birth. So it's a case of extreme mercy shown by Lord. Then what to speak of those who are consciously taking name of Krishna, trying to surrender themselves to Krishna, how much more benefit they will get. So if Ajamil can get this amount of benefit by by accidentally taking name of Vishnu, how much benefit you can get by intentionally surrendering oneself to Krishna and becoming his devotee. So there is no loss. Even small advancement will you will not be lost. You will start from that in the next life. And then we come to today's verse, beautiful verse. Vyavasayit maka buddhi ekeha kurunandana bahushakha hi anantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam. Those who are on this path are resilient in purpose and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many branch. Now, some of the important words in this is Vyavasayit Maka Buddhi. Vyavasay, in simple language, means a profession. You may own a shop, you may run a business of your own, a software company or a shop in the marketplace or a architect company, designer company, whatever, trading company, manufacturing company. If you are self-occupied, if self-professional, if you're a professional, you will all of your consciousness will be consumed by that work because you will have a single-minded focus. You may have a factory, then your whole your whole consciousness will be filled by the thoughts about that factory. uh, how's the production going on? Do I have excess inventory? Do I have a sufficient raw material? Do I have sufficient output? Which orders are in pipeline? Which orders I've already completed? Which orders have yet to be dispatched? Oh, how the labor is going to come? How the labor is going to work? Should I work in shift? Should I work one shift, two shift, three shifts? How the labor contracts are going to be uh, done? How the licensing arrangements are to be arranged? How the regulatory compliances should be done, how the sales staff is are my sales staff working properly. So if you one have own one factory, your whole consciousness can get completely absorbed by the thought about that factory, running the factory, making sure it is profitable, increasing the volumes, increasing the products, and so on and so forth, selling, recovering money, doing compliances, everything. So, so Vyavasayit Makabuddhi, you will have no time to do anything else. You will be completely absorbed by this thing. And Krishna is utilizing, making reference to that Vyavasayitmaka buddhi. Now, such a person is a professional. His buddhi is completely absorbed in his work, and he expect devotees to have that kind of a consciousness, to that kind of a single-minded focus in performance of bhakti. Uh, that Kurunandana Bahushakhahi. But versus this, if you have multi-branch approach, um, Buddhavyo Vyavasayinam, then you will not be able to achieve much success. The many branch people will not be able to be successful. So Krishna is giving us the formula for success. in our material life as well as our spiritual life. So let's take a deep dive on this concept. Prabhupada writes in the purport, the faith means unflinching trust in something sublime. Faith means unflinching trust in something sublime. When one is engaged in the duties of Krishna consciousness, he need not act in relationship to the material world with obligations to family, traditions, humanity, or nationality. Now, Prabhupada is uh, paraphrasing or utilizing this concept that if you are acting in Krishna consciousness, it's like if you're watering the roots, you need not water leaf and branches separately. He'll use this also in the subsequent part of this. So, if you know, Savai punso paro dharmo. Savai punso paro dharmo. There is a as a human being, we have different type of duties we are bound by. As a body, at a bodily level, we have bodily duties, and in connection with our body, we have duties towards our family members, spouse, parents, children, society at large. But Krishna says that beyond all of this is a paradharma, parodharma. uh, Parodharma is bhakti of adhokshaje. Performing devotional service to Lord Krishna is is the highest religion, highest duty of all the human beings. If all the living entities in reality, but more specifically, all the human beings, this is the highest duty. Now, this duty is above the duty towards your family, tradition, humanity, or nationality. So if the choice is in between these two, the duty towards Lord Krishna should be given priority. So Prabhupada is bringing out that point in the purport. And the highest perfection of Krishna consciousness is renunciation of material conception of life. This state is automatically achieved by progressive Krishna consciousness. The resolute purpose of a person in Krishna consciousness is based on knowledge. Vasudeva Sarvam Iti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. This verse comes in Bhagavad Gita, in the 7th chapter, 19th verse, that Bahuna Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudevah Sarvam Iti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. Krishna is saying that Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate. After after trying birth after birth after birth after birth, after taking millions of births, one who is trying to cultivate knowledge will come and prapadyante, mam prapadyate. They will come and surrender to me, uh, thinking of me to be the highest perfection of life. Vasudevam Sarvamiti. I am the ultimate. There is nobody equal to or superior than me. When they come to this knowledge, the conclusion, this is a reality. But when they understand it, then they will surrender to me. And Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. Such a conscious soul is very rare. So out of millions and millions, one may try, and one out of such those who out of many who such try, only one may come to this conclusion if one is trying on his own. But if you accept instructions from Bhagavad Gita under guidance of a devotee, you can come to the same conclusion very, very quickly, right now, right here. And for you, you don't have to waste your millions and millions of births in thinking about various types of branches of knowledge. You can simply come to Krishna, and that is the ultimate truth. And that's how you attain the same result. You get the same result of that similar person who's endeavored for millions and millions of birth. You get the same benefit of that person by simply surrendering it to a bona fide guru and instructions from Bhagavad Gita. So, Prabhupada, right? Krishna consciousness soul is perfectly knows that Vasudeva or Krishna is the root of all manifested causes. By watering the root of a tree, one automatically distribute water to the leaves and branches. So, by acting in Krishna consciousness, one can render the highest service to everyone, namely the self, family, society, country, humanity, etc. If Krishna is satisfied by one's action, then everyone will be satisfied. Service in Krishna consciousness is, however, best practice under the able guidance of a spiritual master who is a bona fide representative of Krishna, who knows the nature of the student and who can guide him to act in the Krishna consciousness way. So this is where again Prabhupada is highlighting the importance of practicing Krishna consciousness under guidance of a representative of Krishna. We are not all that fortunate to be able to hear this knowledge directly from Krishna as Arjuna did. However, to our credit, we have words of Krishna available to us in form of Bhagavad Gita, and we have representatives of Krishna who come like Prabhupada and his disciple and his disciples. They are practicing these teachings by themselves, and they are ready and waiting for us to approach them for seeking guidance. So we they can guide us, they can guide us to act, to teach us how to act in Krishna consciousness. So this is how we can serve Krishna, we can serve, render service to Krishna. As such, to be well versed in Krishna consciousness, one has to act firmly and obey the representatives of Krishna, and one should accept the instructions of the bona fide spiritual master as one's mission in life. Again, very important. uh, if we have to change, if we spoke at the beginning of the class that we are meant for transformation. We hope to have transformation in our life. And for transformation, it's there's a saying that by doing same things, you cannot expect different results. So we cannot do what we know how to do. By doing whatever our knowledge, by doing actions as per our knowledge, we are not going to get different results. So we have to accept instructions from devotees who are guiding us, the representatives of Krishna who are guiding us. They will give us instructions. They will tell us what to do, what not to do. And a lot of those instructions may not be in line with my likings and dislikings. In fact, they may, I may like to sleep till 8 a.m. They may tell me to wake up early and join japa sessions, chanting sessions. Um, should I listen to my own mind and do what I used to do, or should I listen to my guide, my spiritual masters, my mentors? And because if I'm expecting a change, I should listen to them. If I want to do things as they are, then nobody can save us. Even God cannot save us. So, uh, if we expect transformation in us, we should listen to the instructions given by the representatives of Krishna and try to follow them to the best of our ability. The whole process, that's what Prabhupada says, that one should make uh, order of a bona fide spiritual master as one's own mission in life. And Prabhupada did that. Uh, Prabhupada was in his first meeting with Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He told Prabhupada that you are a learned person, you know English very well, should go to the Western world and preach the philosophy taught to us by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Krishna, who is nothing but who is Lord Krishna himself. So and Prabhupada was amazed. Prabhupada was surprised that this is the first time he was meeting this sadhu in Calcutta, and in the first meeting itself, he got this instruction. Prabhupada couldn't act on that instruction. Prabhupada was in Grahastha ashram. So this happened in 1922. And Prabhupada went to America in 1969. So for all these years, Prabhupada kept that instruction in his heart. He made that instruction as his life mission. And he continuously kept working towards that mission, because if he has to go to America, what will he carry? How will he preach to the Westerners uh, to follow? How will he teach them to follow to the Americans how to follow four regulative principles? How and why it is important to follow four regulative principles of no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex, and no meat eating. How will he teach this to an American? So what is the basis? What is the basis? What are going to be his weapons? Um, and therefore he kept working on translating Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam first canto. He translated it into English and he self-published it, published it with the help of a publisher in Delhi, and he took those Bhagavatam sets with him. That was his weapon of mass destruction. The whole America got destroyed. I mean, Americans were converted into become devotees because of Srimad Bhagavatam, because of Sankirtan, because of Prasadam, and because of Bhagavatam. Prabhupada had these three weapons with him, and that's how Prabhupada conquered the whole world. Prabhupada writes in the purport the whole process, however. So Prabhupada did this for by himself, and then now he's instructing to all of us to do this. That what are the instructions given by our seniors, our spiritual masters, our our guides, our mentors? We should try to take those to our heart. We should try to follow them to the best of our ability. One should make it one's mission in life. It's it should be given that much importance. That's how Prabhupada is highlighting. Prabhupada writes further that the whole process, however, depends on perfect knowledge of the soul beyond the conception of the body, not theoretically but practically. When there is no longer a chance for sense gratification manifested in the fruitive activities, one who is not firmly fixed in mind is diverted by various types of furtive actions. So here we are talking about focus. In a simple way, how should we understand this? Bahushakha hi anantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam. That if our intelligence is multi-branch, we will not be successful. In a simple example, after 10th, all of us we need to choose one particular stream that we need to follow. There is a commerce, there is art, there is science, and within science, also some people will progress towards engineering, some people will progress towards medical, and some people will do some other things. Whatever you're doing, you need to you need to be you need to have a single minded focus in what you're doing. We have not heard of anybody who goes to engineering college in the morning, attend medical college in the afternoon, and attend commerce college in the evening. It's useless. It's stupid to do anything like that. One may take up to the sports. One may want to one if you want to attain success, if you want to play at a national level, or attain become a world class player, you need to have a single minded focus on one particular sports to start with. You can't play cricket in the morning, tennis in the evening, and some other sports in the afternoon. You may play them for recreation, but not as a you can't hope to become world class player in all the three and four sports that you may like. So you need to focus on one particular area. So this focus is critical. Within cricket also, one may focus on batting alone, or one may focus on bowling alone, or one may focus on wicket keeping alone. So and then one may do other things a little bit, but one has to have primary focus area to become successful in life. So that is the case in the material world, that for achieving anything in life, one needs to have focus, one needs to have proper focus. Similarly, having chosen consciousness as way of life, now we need to continue following the we need not continue following other path for of self-realization. Having accepted Krishna consciousness, Bhagavad Gita as the philosophy, one need not follow other path that we were earlier following, because Vasudevam Sarvam Iti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. If we have already come to this conclusion that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and Krishna is the root of everything, the cause of all causes, then then we should be confident enough that Krishna can take care of us in all circumstances. And hence, whatever the earlier practices that we must be doing, we should withdraw ourselves from all of those and focus only on Krishna so that we can become successful in Krishna consciousness. Many times devotees inquires why they are not able to progress despite of following japa, doing japa, reading scriptures. At times, the focus is one prime reason why, for the lack of progress of devotees. If they remain multi-branch, then their focus will their success will not, they will not get success. So remaining single-minded, having a single-minded focus is important. And what causes distraction? The improper association and doubts and desires. They can create a lot of distractions for us in following Krishna
आज
consciousness
संडे है,
philosophy uh, in a
फिर राहुल
wholehearted way.
मंदिर में.
So that's how we should understand that within temple also we should be associated with a particular group of devotees with whom we are we are well connected, where we are with whom we our hearts meet, our hearts meet well. So it's like in a college, in a school, in a work environment, we are surrounded by hundreds of people, but only we share our heart only with few. And that's how that's the case with temple also, that in temple there could be hundreds of devotees, but we should share our hearts with only few devotees. So there could be multiple groups, we should not hop around those, we should focus on a certain group of devotees with whom we are connected, with whom from whom we are taking guidance. Now this is critical in uh, getting focus attention from those devotees also, and for us to progress in Krishna consciousness also. So with this, we'll bring our attention to the topic of today, the focus and the distractions. If you want to, on the left hand side, we see how a paper can be burned by using sunlight. And what we see here is a magnifying lens. When the sunlight is everywhere and the paper might also be everywhere, not everything get burned. The reason it does not get burned is because the sunlight is not provided, not sunlight is not concentrated. And we, by using a magnifying glass, we are able to concentrate that sunlight, and that concentrated, when that concentrated sunlight reflects on the paper, it can catch fire, it catches fire. So this, when we bring focus, if it is everywhere, sunlight is everywhere, but it's not really causing fire. The paper, even if you keep it for whole day in the sun, it may not catch fire. But when you use magnifying glass and focus that sunlight on the paper, it can catch fire. Similarly, on the right hand side, we see an example of water flowing. uh, a flowing water may not will not produce electricity automatically, but when we allow that flowing water to pass through a turbine, when we allow that to fall on the turbine, and in a concentrated way, focus way, and then we can use that same water flow to generate electricity. What we are trying to say is that without focus, any success will not come. No success will come without focus. And distractions is what is becoming a problem for today. And the rest of the session we will actually focus on discussing these distractions, and how best we can deal with those distractions, how best we can overcome these distractions, what are those distractions, and how best we can overcome them. The rest of the session will be dedicated for that, and hope all of you can contribute, all 134 of you can contribute in this, sharing your own experiences and giving your own suggestions in the chat box. The average, then some study we're quoting some study that average human attention span in year 2000 was 13 seconds, and that of a goldfish was 9 seconds. In 2015, the average human attention span has become 8 seconds. Uh, so we are the most distracted species in the universe today. And again, 3 to 5 seconds is the average attention span of an internet user. That the same internet, which was like a revolution for us, has caused this distraction. That it's not with the people are not able to focus on one thing beyond 1 to 3 to 5 seconds. If you are addicted to using internet, that is what has become your attention span. For any student to study any subject deeply, one needs attention span. One needs to spend do need to do a deep dive into a topic. One needs to be free from all distractions. But if your attention span has reduced to 8 seconds, how much you will focus? So that is the state that we have today. Who are the main distractors for us? So we've listed a few. There are many. There could be many more, but they have listed the primary few reasons for distractions today. And I'm just enabling transcript. Okay. The mobile phones, the first and foremost is mobile phone, especially smartphones with internet and all kind of apps, applications that we use, the social media applications and all other applications that we use today. Uh, they are the single, it's called weapon of mass distraction. Weapons of mass distraction, and they're actually causing destruction also in the lives of people. So mobile phone is going to be the primary focus area, and intoxication, the smoking, drinking, and drugs. Opposite sex, unnecessary focus and attention towards male female dealings, and unnecessary indulgence in sports, politics, films, and musics. So this is where the this is where we will rest of the session we will focus on. Mobile phones. So first and foremost, mobile phones, especially the smartphones with internet, their best servant were very bad, very, very cruel master. So if we become servant of mobile, or mobile will destroy us. But they are very good servant. If we know how to use them uh, to the best of our how to use them. Basically, if we know how to use them, then they are our best servants. But if we surrender ourselves to them, they become worst master. Let's discuss. Let's raise hand and let's discuss what distractions that mobile phone can cause in the material life. So what we have bifurcated in three areas. One is uh, one is distraction. This mobile can cause in our material life as a student, as a working professional, as a family member, in our relationships, in our health. Now these are the broad areas that we are concerned. For students, how it affects, for working professionals or a self-employed person, how it can affect, for relationship point of view, how can it affect, and how from health perspective, how it can affect. Then we will talk about spiritual life, in practicing Krishna consciousness, how mobiles can damage, can damage us. So what I can suggest is, yes, we can raise hands, but feel free to also use chat box to guide, give your answers. We'll not be able to listen to everyone. We will definitely listen to few answers, but I request everyone to answer this question in the chat box. I will retrieve the chat box. I will compile it by way of a document, and as you think, as all of 135 of you, as you are thinking about this question, the first question is how mobile phones distract us in the material life. Second, how mobile phones can distract us in spiritual life. And then third ups is what we will discuss later, that how we can ensure that they don't become they don't cause distraction. How we are able to, how can we, what are the suggestions for controlling or preventing this from happening. so and in the material life also, as I suggested, we can look at four aspects: the health aspect, the study aspect, the knowledge aspect, relationship aspect, and the work aspect. Work in terms of working relationships. So with this, let's hear from a couple of devotees. So we'll go one by one, one after another. So we'll only talk about right now, or discuss about, take two, three discussions from we'll hear about what distraction mobile phone can cause in material life. Okay. So Lakshmi Mataji, yeah, you can unmute and you can speak.
हमारी मटेरियल लाइफ में मोबाइल फोन से रिलेशनशिप्स में काफी खराब कर रही है। क्योंकि जैसे दो लोग बैठे हुए हैं, मान लीजिए वाइफ एंड हस्बैंड हो, या बेटा बेटी हो, कोई भी हो, बेटा बेटा हो, लेकिन दोनों अपने अपने मोबाइल्स में इतना व्यस्त हो गया, एक दूसरे से बात करने का भी उन लोगों के पास तो समय नहीं रहती है। इसकी वजह से तो उनकी रिलेशनशिप में बहुत दूरी आ जा रही है। मतलब एक दूसरे से को कुछ भी आमने सामने बात करने से जो व्यक्त होता है वो सब कुछ तो उन लोग नहीं कर पा रही है, मोबाइल सामने रखने की वजह से। तो क्योंकि मोबाइल्स में वो अपने आप में बिजी है, वो अपनी मतलब कोई भी इंटरनेट में कुछ देख रहे हैं, या नहीं तो कुछ सुन रहे हैं, या नहीं तो अपनी काम की चीज नहीं है, अननेसेसरी चीजों में उन्होंने अपना टाइम पूरा वेस्ट करके, उसकी वजह से उनका हेल्थ में भी इफेक्ट्स आती है, उनके रिलेशनशिप्स में भी आती है, इन सब में भी सभी चीजों में तो उनका प्रभाव पड़ती है।
Okay, thank you so much, Mataji. So, Mataji touched upon relationship issues, and predominantly the relationship issues which get affected by the excessive use of mobile. Yes, Radha Mataji, Gokul Prabhuji, and then Kanchan Mataji after that. Yes, Radha Mataji, you can speak. Yeah, we're not able to hear Mataji. So, Gokul Prabhuji, you can speak. Maybe Radha Mataji, once you can unmute later and speak.
Hare Krishna,
Yes,
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji.
Dandavat Pranam. So the one
गिरे ना
thing
बच्चा।
that how the mobile phone disturbs both our material and spiritual life is, so for example when we are when we are taking a mobile phone, the first thing we start is we get up connected with all our social media like Instagram, Facebook. Even we don't know what is it, we just get connected to it. But once we start using it for 5 minutes, it keeps on increasing our usage time. And it's similar to how it's advised in Bhagavad Gita, like either we fall in the trap of illusion or we fall in the trap of ignorance, because once we take the mobile phone with us, we forget about our external world, like what is when we are using mobile phone, we do happening around us. Because this happened an incident, like one of my friend, he was very good in a game called PUBG. So at the time when his parents used to even offer him food for the dinner, he will not accept it, since he wants to live in the world of gaming and everything. So not only in material life, it will destroy our progress completely. Like we doesn't think of advancing because we feel that mobile phone is enough for everything. We don't even want to think of any progress either in the material or spiritual world because we feel that's the only solution for everything.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Roji.
Hello, Prabhuji, can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji, it's Devshi.
Yes, Devshi.
And as a student, I have noticed that whenever, in English, we have big essays and letters and creative writing to write all of those. So the students often use Chat GPT, or they get, ready-made answers from Chat GPT. That only helps in lessening our creativity and the thinking of our mind. So that is a bad thing which I have noticed. And once I also noticed, I went to my relative's house, and everyone, elder ones, everyone were into the like engrossed in their mobile phones. And I was feeling so lucky that at least my family does not do that, because while talking to the elder ones, the learnings that you get, like how to live your life and all the experiences that they share, that is very important. But when you're engrossed in your mobile phones, you do not get that.
Yeah. So very true. Very nice points. So one is creativity get destroyed, and that's true actually. So most of the, they say that doctors in all the doctors were produced after 2000, after COVID, actually are not very good doctors. Many of them doesn't even know how to check pulse. Most of them simply rely on reports because they've not developed only the ability to diagnose a patient, uh, looking at the symptoms and checking bodily parameters. They just rely on the report. So the knowledge per se has reduced. Engineer cannot even change bulb in his own home. So the knowledge, the creativity part, the knowledge part, it's affecting in a great way. I think it's taking away all the attention, and that is really that is really causing that kind of destruction. Yeah, thank you so much. And the second point also you highlighted was very, very nice, and it's true that the older generations are supposed to pass on knowledge to the younger ones. But if they will be busy in their own WhatsApp groups and Instagram stories, and the younger one will be busy in their own groups, how this exchange will happen? That's very unfortunate. But I'm happy that you are fortunate that your family don't do it. And I pray to Krishna that all the families of this 135 people, 131 people don't do it. Thank you so much, Devshi. Kanchan Mataji?
Welcome.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I think on the health part, excessive use can damage the eyesight, affect the eyesight, and radiations can cause cancer cells activated, which is causing cancer, and which will later lead to death, more chances of death. So, in relationship, there is no bond or sharing real emotions as loss is important. We are not ready to, accept each other's way of thinking. We are just being very much self-centered because we think that we know everything. Everything is handy, and we can learn anything on the phone. Talking to other person is not that important. In terms of knowledge, as you said, that incomplete knowledge is dangerous, so it can many times misguide and lead to hazardous effect on one and all around in the environment. Studies, people are, as we saw in the last slide, that we are not able to have a focus. So studies also are up to certain level incomplete only because we are not able to study it completely, as you rightly said in couple of sessions also, and today's session also, that if somebody is reading Bhagavad Gita till that verse, they will have a different perception towards it, and they will not be able to learn the exact thing what Bhagavad Gita is trying to teach or share. So similarly, whatever we are seeing on the phone, we are just scrolling through, and everybody and anybody is making reels, videos without having complete knowledge. Everybody has their own perception, and we are randomly following that, which is again causing a damage to our knowledge, to our growth, to our health, as well as to our relationships. Thank you, Pradeep. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Hare Krishna Mataji. Very nice. Nasimant Roji, Prashant Kumar, Pravalika.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Uh, I would say as a youngster, even I am like addicted to the phone. Like every youngster is addicted to the phone due to the COVID because of the Zoom class. And for that happy hormones, people scroll the Instagram, YouTube whenever they feel depressed. And youngsters don't know how to utilize their pastimes like free times and that is the one reason why we indulge in the using phone excessively. And even nowadays parents also are constantly on phone, like seeing watching YouTube reels and everything. And it is one more thing, the society feels like if they are not updated, it's like a shame for us, not giving any update on WhatsApp or Instagram. It's like they are not modernized, they are old, like old school people. So it is two ways. It's a pressure of societal pressure. And one more thing, it should be like it is something because of the mental illness also, I feel like.
Okay, yeah, very nice points brought up.
Thank you.
uh, so, yeah, so it's a two-way process that parents are also there and then the children are also there. Also, there's a social pressure that if you're not doing this, um, and then probably you're not part of this group, you may not they may not include you in the group, and because of that pressure you will respond, and then when you keep responding you'll take it to the responding, you may end up spending unnecessarily long hours doing it. Also, the you don't know what to do with your free time, so the outside activities have reduced, and everything people try to play cricket also on the mobile phone instead of going out in the field and playing. So that is also causing a problem. Thank you so much, Pravilka, for sharing. Narasimhan Prabhuji, Prashant Prabhuji, and
Hare Krishna.
yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, in fact, anything new thing invented by inventors, it has like a rupee has two sides of the coin. Everything will have its own positives and negatives. But in society, always negatives are dominated than the positives. Negatives, even Krishna, even Bhagavad Gita also, at one, I have gone through all 18 chapters, but I am unable to quote exact sloka for this. It has indicated that the negativity influences on human being is faster than the positivity. Computers and mobiles has given very good wisdom to the human beings. At the same time, it has the wisdom, the value of the wisdom is overtaken by this loss. Even a child who knows seeing the people, like 6 months, 8 months baby also addicted to mobile phones. Unless and until mobile is played or TV is played, he will not play. He will not shut mouth. That much people have, addicted to this. See, all these things are happening by us only. Nothing is from other planet. Nobody has giving us. So this is the habit of human beings. So it is created by us, and we only have to stop this. This is my opinion. I am also one of the addicted person, but I have controlled myself by not seeing any of the platforms. Only WhatsApp I will see, because for example, unless and until I see WhatsApp, I will miss this particular opportunity to hearings of the what do you call our Krishna consciousness. For this kind of useful information only we shall use. Even one more thing is also happening in the generation 50s 60s. People used to count mathematics by their own brain. Now today even 8th class 10th class student, he cannot say these tables because everything is either computer or calculator. Because of this what do you call science, physical activities as well as mental activities has come down. This is only trailer. AI is, once AI has comes, then human being become a slave only to the technology. With this, I am completing my
Thank you
saying.
so much, Raji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
The main distraction nowadays is to become rich, earn money. For example, doctors. The ethics of doctor to save life. But doctors are giving treatment to dead bodies, and keeping ventilators, earning money. Ministers who are supposed to serve the people are grabbing money and become rich, crores and crores. These are the negative distractions from the religious life. To have the Lord Krishna, we should have day and night how to get Lord Krishna. Renunciation, how to earn it. That means you think of always, what can I do to serve public? Vasudhaiva Kutumbam, entire universe is God, Lord Krishna's family. What can I do to others? How can I serve others? If you have this in mind, this concentration, this determination, we can reach positive side. But if you go negative side, earn
So,
money,
Prabhuji,
we do
we are
all simply.
we are not discussing that aspect. We are discussing very specific question,
Okay.
how mobile phones are destroying our material spiritual life and what can we do about it?
Yeah.
So it's a
Thank you.
mobile specific question, mobile internet specific question, not about general knowledge.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. So Prashant Prabhuji and Subhash Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
Hare Krishna.
प्रभु जी, जैसा कि अभी सभी लोगों ने बताया, ये वास्तविकता है कि मोबाइल वास्तव में हमारे या फिर जो भी तकनीक है वो सब हमारे दैनिक जीवन में बहुत ज्यादा बाधा उत्पन्न कर रहे हैं। तो अभी जैसा कि हम अगर भगवान श्री कृष्ण जी के प्रति जो भी अपने प्रभु जी या भक्त लोगों के संगति में जो हम सीखते हैं, जो हमारे शास्त्र में जो भी सब इसके बारे में जो व्याख्या की गई है कि मतलब जो हमारा जीवन मतलब किस प्रकार से होना चाहिए, हमें क्या सोचना चाहिए, हमें जो अपने धर्म शास्त्र में जो जो नियम बताए गए हैं, आदेश, तो उसके अनुसार हमारा जीवन होना चाहिए। तो अगर हम उसके बारे में सोचते हैं, अपने शास्त्र के जो नियम है उसका अगर जो पालन करते हैं, तो फिर ये जो भौतिक दुनिया की जो चीजें हैं, मोबाइल ये सब या जो भी चीजें हैं, तो वो सब उसके सामने तुच्छ हो जाती है। लेकिन जब तक हम उसको अगर अपने शास्त्र के चीजों को या नियम को अगर महत्व देते हैं, तभी ये चीजें तुच्छ होती हैं। लेकिन अगर हम इसका महत्व जब तक हम अगर जो ज्यादा देते हैं कि हाँ या फिर अगर जो एक बार हमने देखना शुरू किया और हम क्या देख रहे हैं हमें यही पता नहीं है, वो चीजें सही है भी नहीं, तो फिर क्या है कि हम उसके पीछे 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 और हमारा समय फिर उसमें ज्यादा व्यर्थ होता है। लेकिन जब हम अगर जो वास्तविकता में अगर हमें जाने कि जो हमें भगवान श्री कृष्ण जी ने जो बताया है, जो सब कुछ वही मुख्य चीज है, तो हम हाँ, हालांकि मोबाइल तकनीक का जो भी चीज हम उपयोग करें, लेकिन सिर्फ उतने समय के लिए ही कि जिससे कि हम हमारा जो काम है, जो वास्तविक में मतलब जो हमारा जो उपयोग की चीजें हैं, हम सिर्फ उतने देर के लिए उसका उपयोग करें। और जो मुख्य जो चीज है हमारा जो भगवान श्री कृष्ण जी में उनमें उनके बारे में हम जाने, और तो फिर हम इन सब चीजों से दूर हो सकते हैं। बस इतना है। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Raji. Subhash Raji and Usha Gupta Mataji, last comment.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। मैं कुछ चीजें ये कहना चाहूँ, एवरीथिंग स्टार्ट्स विद द सेल्फ। तो पहले हमको क्या है ना, कंपल्सिवनेस जैसे हम ब्लेम कर रहे हैं दुनिया के ऊपर, हमारा ये जिम्मेदारी है कॉन्शियसली करें, कंसाइंस एंड कॉन्शियसनेस के साथ में करें व्हाट एवर वी वांट टू डू। सेल्फ रेगुलेशन इज आल्सो इन माय हैंड, लाइक इन माय केस practically I can tell in working time I have a strict rule self imposed that I will not see any social media. Okay, and like that in the night also, and my both the mobiles are always in silent mode. And these kind of things, so digital distraction, digital dementia, like somebody is telling, we are not remembering. क्योंकि बैसाखी पे हम चलना चालू कर देते हैं तो हमारे जो पैरों में जो ताकत है ना, स्लोली स्लोली वो भी निकल जाती है. सो इट इज ऑल हाउ सेल्फ रेगुलेशन वी कैन डू फॉर द सेल्फ एंड द फैमिली. तो वी शुड हैव द बेसिक डिसिप्लिन. एंड थर्ड थिंग, डिजिटल डिस्ट्रैक्शन हो रहा है, इससे डिमेंशिया भी हो रहा है, डिजिटल ओवरलोड भी हो रहा है, कंपल्सिवनेस आता है. कंपल्सिवनेस सोसाइटी नहीं बोलती, देयर इज नो प्रेशर फ्रॉम द सोसाइटी. आई डोंट फील एनी प्रेशर, बिकॉज मैं प्रेशर फील करूं तो प्रेशर है. मैं अपने हिसाब से जीने के लिए तैयार हूं, इसलिए मुझे कोई प्रेशर फील नहीं करता होता है. मेरे पास जो है, मैं जिस तरीके से जिसका उपयोग करना चाहता हूं उस तरीके से करने के लिए हम तैयार रहते हैं, उसी रास्ते पे चलते हैं. तो ये सब करने से क्या, मुझे तो ज्यादा दिक्कतें नहीं होती. मैंने अपने बच्चों को भी 12th क्लास से पहले दिया नहीं एक भी मोबाइल. उसके बाद मैंने उनको मोबाइल पकड़ाया. क्या होता है, जैसे साइंस भी बोलती है, देयर इज ए स्टडी, बोन कमजोर हो जाता है, काफी चीजें दिक्कतें चालू हो जाती हैं. और एडिक्शन जो बच्चों में, हम लोग जो बोल रहे थे, बच्चों में एडिक्शन जिसने डाला, पेरेंट्स ने ही डाला हुआ है. बच्चा पैदा होते समय प्योर सोल होता है, जस्ट लाइक गॉडली, जो डिवाइन वो स्पिरिट जो रहती है उसके अंदर. जो चीजें यहाँ, जो वृत्तियां या जो अच्छी या बुरी जो भी पैदा होती हैं, वो पेरेंट्स और जो सराउंडिंग की वजह से उसमें पैदा होती हैं. तो वहाँ हमको एनवायरनमेंट का भी ऐसा ख्याल रखना है, जहाँ बच्चे हैं जिस तरीके से उनको डमी डिवाइस चीजें दे सकते हैं, लाइव डिवाइस देना वैसे भी उनके लिए हानिकारक है. तो एक बार सर जो आदत पड़ जाती है प्रभु जी, तो फिर वो डिफिकल्ट होता है. बट हमारा ये कोशिश होना चाहिए कि उस गलत आदत को हम उसको पढ़ने ही ना दें. बिकॉज न्यूरॉन का ऐसा रहता है, जो एक थोड़ा एक लाइन होता है, धीरे धीरे रोड बनता है, फिर हाईवे बन जाता है. वॉट एवर प्रैक्टिकली वी आर डूइंग, दैट इज हाउ एटॉमिक हैबिट्स डेवलप. सो देयर इफ वी अंडरस्टैंड कॉन्शियसली वी डू, एंड द कॉन्साइंस इज बेसिकली कनेक्टेड टू द गॉड एंड डिवाइन. तो कॉन्शियसनेस एंड कॉन्साइंस, जैसे मैं जस्ट 30 सेकेंड लूंगा, मैं प्रेयस एंड श्रेयस देखता हूँ. एक्चुअली व्हेन आई एक्चुअली एजुकेट द यंगस्टर्स, तो श्रेयस प्रणर करके हमने चालू किया हुआ है. श्रेयस मीन्स दैट अल्टीमेटली एक्चुअली प्लीजेज द सोल. प्रेयस इंद्रियों को थोड़े समय के लिए वो करेगा, बट हमारा जो पर्पज है, हमारा मीनिंग एंड फुलफिलमेंट है, वो नहीं देगा. तो मैं तो इस तरीके से करता हूँ, बच्चों को भी इसी डायरेक्शन में किया हुआ है. तो उनका अच्छा उसमें जीवन भी हो रहा है. और जिसको भी हम कोशिश करते हैं ये करने के लिए, क्योंकि ब्लेम से ज्यादा हम ये कोशिश करते हैं, प्रभु जी हम क्या कर सकते हैं. और प्रभु जी ने जो आपने हमको जो मार्गदर्शन अभी दिया है कुछ समय में, जो कीता वे ऑफ लिविंग, दिस इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द डायरेक्शन, कि इस रास्ते पे चलो, इस रास्ते पे चलो. तो नेचुरली इफ योर डेस्टिनेशन इज क्लियर, डिसीजंस आर ऑटोमेटिक. इफ द डेस्टिनेशन इज नॉट क्लियर, तो डिसीजन लेने में हम दो राह पे फंस जाते हैं. So thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much,
So much
Prabhuji.
grateful
Yeah.
to you for all this enlightenment.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So Usha Madaji and then Vikas Prabhuji. Last comment. Usha Gupta Madaji, you can unmute. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
While everybody has told already all the disadvantages possible of mobile phones, and I agree to a very large extent, but I especially agree with the previous speaker that self-regulation is very important. And for me, I feel that mobile phone is a blessing, because my son lives in Canada and I can, see him on WhatsApp video. I can talk to him regularly. So it is such a blessing. Otherwise, it wouldn't be possible, Number one. Number two, earlier we used to write elaborate letters, but now we don't have to do that. On WhatsApp, just one line or two lines is enough to keep you in touch with, the friends and relatives. That's another blessing I see. And I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on Instagram. I don't believe in all this. Only on WhatsApp. And of course, I make use of the YouTube. And YouTube, I feel, of course, politics just draws you in. There's no doubt about it. And I just watch politics. But I find YouTube is very useful to me, because earlier, like Ganesh Chaturthi or Janmashtami or something, I used to collect all the books, Ashtotra, Sahasranam books, and I used to read from that and do the Ashtotra, Namavali and the thing. But now I don't have to. I've got very good Pandit Ji coming on YouTube, and they chant the same Namavali, and I just do the Archana while, repeating after them. You know what I mean? So for me, worshipping God has become so much easier because of YouTube. You know, every occasion, and Aarti also, so many times I used to collect all the Aarti books. Now I don't have to. I just sing along with the Aarti, and Aarti is played so well on YouTube by so many singers. You can pick and choose the one which suits you. And I listen to Lalita Sahasranam or Vishnu Sahasranam every day, and I do it all on YouTube. So I have lot of advantages. And yes, sometimes I do get drawn in. I tend to tell myself, look, you're spending far too much time because one leads to another, especially when you're watching politics, something current affairs, you tend to get drawn into it. There's no doubt about it. So that is the time when you have to learn to draw a line and talk to yourself. Talking to oneself, I think, is a very good idea. I mean, at least that's what I do to bring about some self-control on myself. So I find a lot of advantages of this thing, provided you know how to, not to get into unnecessary social media, that's not what one wants also. One should only make use of only those aspects of mobile phone which is useful to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for your thoughts. Vikas Prabhuji, you have any last comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you very much. Although everyone has already covered with most of the segments, and I was actually contemplating on that as Lord Krishna says that Taya Aparit Chet Sam. So with the mobile, actually, when we are not able to control it in a very disciplined manner, the main reason is that our actually intelligence is actually captured by whatever contents are coming, and till the time we are not able to keep the purpose of watching mobile and making a complete discipline of when to watch, what to watch. And as you mentioned beautifully, that we should associate with one group, or on the spiritual platform, we should hear to particular speakers. Otherwise, even on the spiritual platforms, there are so many speakers, and there, although they are speaking even in Krishna, they are talking about Krishna, but ultimately the mindset of their preaching may be totally different, which we are not able to understand, and then the distraction goes. So usage of mobile is good, but how to use it so that that is not by the imposed intelligence, but the perfect controlled intelligence that should be done as Lord Krishna is trying to teach us. So that it should not kidnap our intelligence, but we should utilize our intelligence in perfect manner. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Let's proceed further. And I hope all of you others who couldn't speak, hope you have given these answers on the chat box to these questions. And we have more actually to go, and would love to get more comments from you on later during the through hopefully through WhatsApp, or you can type in a Word document and send it to me on WhatsApp. So but we will not be able to cover all the topics today. So let's move further. What we could think of is like this. A lot of points, a lot of people spoke, a lot of devotees covered a lot of these points, but we can just reiterate some of these. Poor education, poor knowledge base. Because of distraction, one is not able to do a deep dive into a subject. People can't people's ability to sit with a book for 3 hours is missing today. I remember I have read libraries in Jogeshwari. I have read everything. I used to take pride in saying that I have read all the books in my library, college library. I could sit with a whole 500-page book and finish it in one reading, one sitting. I will not even get up for eating. I can't have that kind of a reading capability. That is today missing. Today, that kind of that ability to do a deep dive on any one topic is generally missing because of the distracted mentality. People generally can't the people can't focus on one thing for too long. That's why we see a real swing in our Zoom meeting also. We had a peak of 140, then drop of 115. It started very slow, then got to peak and then keep dropping because some people may have genuine reasons for dropping also, but in general, our attention span has gone down. With less attention span, we are not able to concentrate on one topic for too long. And that is resulting in poor knowledge. Engineers, doctors, they have to rely heavily on the aids which is offered by platforms like ChatGPT and others for their survival. Um, so that's generally has led into a poor knowledge base. Now somebody said that people can't perform calculations as they used to. And my uncle was working as in the reservation office in VT station, Victoria Terminus station, which used to have the heavy load. Trains from that station would go to all over India, and they worked in manual environment without any mistake. They used to do all the calculations, complex calculations of different trains, different fares, different classes, and they were very easy. I mean, it was very easy for them to do all those complex calculation by hand, by just mental math. But today, that has gone substantially down. So knowledge base is poor. A lot of people spoke about poor relationships. When we are, what social media has done is you can be rude at anyone and don't face really any consequences. You can uh, talk in a very rude way, give type comments in a very rude way, give very rude comments, bad comments, and no consequences practically. A lot of people have dummy accounts with dummy names and all that, so hardly any chance of getting that comment traced back to you and you facing consequences for being rude on or roasting people on the social media as they call it. And that tendency comes to home because you're same person on social media, you're same person at home dealing with your loved ones, and you try do the same at home as well. You end up doing the same at home as well, which again results into pathetic relationships, very, very poor relationships at home, where we try to become friend with a person who is sitting in the next continent, but we ignore the people who is sitting next to us. Relationships, the foundation of relationship is commitment, sacrifice, and service. Commitment, sacrifice, of service are the foundations of any good relationship, healthy relationship. uh, all the three are missing today because people have just become disconnected with each other. People are not committed to each other. Um, the husbands are not committed to their wives, and the vice versa. Uh, the the same goes for the young children who are in relationships. There are so many free mingling on social media that happens between male female that destroys the need also for commitment, and the sacrifice and the service attitude just does not is just gone seems to have gone out of dictionary of youngsters. They just don't know how to sacrifice, how to serve. These two things are missing from the youngsters dictionary, which is resulting into very, very fragile relationships getting established in the society, which of course leading to the high divorce rate, high suicide rates. All of those are consequences of these this side. And the real emotional exchange. Somebody, Pravilka, or somebody said that the emotional exchanges are missing. Devshi also mentioned um, there's no cultivation because of the low patience that people have. So this is the scenes we see everywhere. Devshi was also spoke about this. You sit at workplace and this is what you do. Sit in home and this is exactly what you do. Sit with friends and this is what they will do. Shorter the time of content, media content, the more the usage. Today, you will not feel like clicking on a file which has 2 hours as their duration. But a 5 minutes, 7 minutes, yes, you will click it. And the shorter the content time is becoming, more is the usage, because this one finishes, another five pop-up comes, and then you end up going there, then another one, then another one, then another one, and it just goes on without you realizing. You would have ended up spending hours on social media. Every Indian spend about 7.5 hours each day on social media and OTT platform. That's a extremely high percentage of usage. Youngsters are suffering from poor health due to increased social media exposure and internet exposure. Worst is pornography is accessible to anyone and everyone in a very, very easy way. India using India use 85% of their data for searching porn content on the social media, on the web. So the land which used to be known as a land of culture and spirituality, Google knows that what Indians are searching. They're searching pornography. And in this agitated mind, in this agitated state of mind, how can one concentrate and become expert in anything? So this multitasking, somebody said people don't eat unless the TV is on. People don't, you know, so they constantly need the feed from device, some electronic device for them to function. Um, Again, it has led to the reduction in the span, their span, attention span, and um, again leads to all kind of problems that comes up with it. What are the suggestions? Few suggestions. I hope many more suggestions would have come through the chat box, and later, hopefully, all of you will give all of these suggestions through WhatsApp messages. What you think you have done for your own regulation, how you are regulating uh, your social media content, social media time, and internet. How you are preventing yourself from getting burnout by internet and suffering from the internet misuse. Some suggestions may not be the all. I mean, I will love to hear more from you. If possible, go back to the button phone, especially for student community, especially for the student community, those who are as Subhash Prabhuji mentioned, less than who are younger than 10 standard, 12 standard, they should consider this as one of the option. Even if smartphones are given, it's good to have parental controls in all the phones. It's good to keep yourself open for scrutiny, be it at home or at workplace. It's good to know that your phones can be subjected to audit or scrutiny so that you can be responsible in your usage. A parental control in your phone, installed in your phone, will not allow you to only go to some places. And also, wherever you have gone, all of that trail can be made available if need be. Keeping yourself open for scrutiny will automatically bring responsibility while usage. So again a good suggestion that that can actually help us become more disciplined. Maintain physical distance as much as possible. Can be done in multiple ways. Suhash Roji mentioned he doesn't use during work hours. Uh, and one can do that by actually keeping at a distance, the phone not visible or not really easily accessible. Make it really difficult for us to access the phone during work hours when you really want to concentrate, really want to focus and work hard on something, so dealing with some important problems. So that's where this is maintaining a physical distance from the smartphone help reduce usage. Observe regular smartphone or social media fast. On important days, you should not you should not use these fast. You can fast like how we fast on Ekadashi day from grains. Sometimes you can fast from smartphones or internet. Engage in physical activities, eliminating need for virtual connect. This is again, if you We give example. People try to play cricket also on the mobile phone, and not everyone, but hopefully a lot of, there is a lot of usage of those gaming sites where people just get stuck to the computer screens or mobile phones for gaming also. So one should it's again a self-regulation, but one should push oneself to go out and engage oneself in the physical activities, eliminating the need for virtual connect. So that way one can progress further. We'll not go through these slides. We'll go through the slides very, very quickly. The second topic was intoxication, contains smoking, drinking alcohol, and taking drugs. Taking drugs which are intoxicating drugs. Now this is worst. I can't put a finger to what is worse than what, but affects the brain. Alcohol, our ability of judgment is substantially impacted by the consumption of alcohol. Our ability to decide what is good, what is bad, or what is right, what is wrong, completely gets hampered by the consumption of intoxicants. And that is big destruction can cause in the material life as well as for the spiritual life. It is completely destroying. It will completely destroy your spiritual life if one indulge into the intoxication. Now, suggestions. This is an open question again for all of you to brainstorm and come back how you can. Hopefully, none of us are part of this, but if at all, if you know people who are part of this, who are indulging into this, from their perspective, you can give answer that how it is causing destruction into their life, how it is causing destruction in their spiritual practice, if at all they are into some kind of a practice, and give some suggestions to help them overcome these things. Third one is a male-female dealings. We will end up having the co-ed colleges are co-ed, schools are co-ed, workplaces are where male females present, and there could be interaction. There could be healthy interaction, and there could be flirting, which can lead into relationships. At times, a proper relationship where people get married, or at times, extramarital relationship where people just loaf around with others. And generally, it can cause distraction for a student, also for workplace, also in society. For spiritual practice, again, huge distraction, and suggestions for overcoming. For us not to become victim. The last one is unnecessary exposure of sporting activity, politics, films, and music. If unless one has a need, one is a reporter and one has to practice politics, or one has to do reporting on politics. Unless one's job or profession demands, one should really not be indulging too much into all of this. Now, they are not unethical, but they will distract. They will definitely distract your Krishna consciousness. They'll consume all your time, which you otherwise could have utilized for listening to Bhagavad Gita, listening to Srimad Bhagavatam, or completing your japa, meditating on Krishna. So definitely from that perspective, this is definitely a distraction. How we can come up with some suggestions, how we can overcome these distractions. To summarize, a single-minded focus is required for success in material as well as in spiritual life. Whatever our material goals are or spiritual goals we might have, single-minded focus is what is required for attaining success. Multitasking or pursuing multiple options sounds great, but harm us in short term as well as long term. Distractions don't allow us to remain focused, and we must clearly identify these enemies agitating our mind and deal with them on timely basis to take control over our life, so that we don't lead a distracted life for too long, because soon this life can get over as well. And if we have not perfected our life, if we have not become Krishna conscious, we will get another body. We will start from all over again into the womb of another mother. could be human, could be animal, could be Indian, could be American, could be Pakistani, could be Bangladeshi mother. Who knows? And our journey, we may not get association of devotees. Our journey may we don't know how our journey will be in the future births. So why leave it to the future birth? Why not finish our business in one lifetime? Prabhupada assures us, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu assures us that if we apply ourselves properly to the four regulative principles and hearing and chanting and serving Krishna, we can go back to Krishna in one lifetime. Why not take our chances there? Why go for distraction? Why fall prey to the distractions? So we must deal with these, identify these enemies and deal with our enemies properly. Everybody can have different distractions. For somebody, stock market can be a distraction. For someone, opposite sex can be a distraction. For someone, intoxicants can be a distraction. For someone, or for hopefully all of us, internet will be a distraction. Whatever our distraction is, we must identify what is causing that distraction, and we should deal with them firmly and on timely basis. These battles are won by educating the mind and not agitating with the mind. We have to educate the mind with the intelligence, use intelligence to educate mind, and then take control of mind to refrain ourselves, protect ourselves from these distractions. To train our mind, we must connect that our mind with Krishna through mantra meditation with devotees. So this is a basic simple process given by Mahaprabhu, that your mind can only be controlled by mantra. Manatrayate iti mantra. And Mahaprabhu has given Hare Krishna Mahamantra to chant. If you can chant one Mahamantra, there's no need for you to chant any other mantra. Nothing needed, nothing is required. One mantra is sufficient for you to go back to Krishna and meet Krishna like this. Where Krishna will come and embrace you, saying, "Why? What took you so long? What took you so long? I've been waiting for you for such a long time. Why you couldn't come earlier? I've been waiting. I was waiting for you." So we must train our mind to the mantra meditation. Mantra meditation is chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It is best performed when you do it with devotees, by sitting in the temple with devotees, or by connecting devotees, by showing up in front of devotees on Zoom meetings. But this is the best way to connect, train our mind to take to develop this faculty of right and wrong, good and bad, what is moral, what is immoral, what is ethical, what is unethical. This faculty get developed and grows, becomes stronger. The understanding becomes stronger through the connection of our mind with Krishna. And the best way to connect our mind with Krishna is through chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, through reading of Bhagavad Gita. When we do this in association of devotees, we are feeding our mind with right things. And that's how we can strengthen our mind, so that tadasya harati prajna should not happen. Tadasya our mind cannot get kidnapped by these distractions. Our mind and intelligence can remain protected. By protecting our mind and intelligence, we can perform sadhana bhakti with a single-minded focus. So the facility for japa in the morning and reading of Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita in the evening. We'll break for question and answer if there are any, or else we can conclude our today's session. Yes, Vishwanath Prabhuji and then Gokul Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I'm audible?
Yes,
Hello?
Prabhuji, I can hear you.
Okay, so thank you very much for this wonderful practical session. So this is very important session for us. So as you said that this is very important topic. Means all the topics are very important. Mobile, intoxication, and the other things. So as per my understanding, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna already given that verse, one beautiful verse that Abhyas असंशय महाभाव मनो दुर्निगम चलम अभ्यास करू तू कोणते वैराग्याच्या गुरु असतील. So actually we have to control our root cause is our mind. If we over give this to our mind that this ethical good knowledge and this we have to control our mind by abhyas. Means you have to do tapasya by doing chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra and reading these scriptures. This is a very important thing. So from very so means so our child and our younger generation should know this. Means what is this Bhagavad Gita? So this is very important to us know them. So they can able to take proper decision in their our life and able to control this means bad things in our Kali Yuga. So this is actually this is a Maya, as we know that, right? So we have to control by doing Abhyas and Vairagya. Means you have to detach from that activity, and we should take the means practical knowledge from Bhagavad Gita. So in school, actually, in summer school, they have already started, and ISKCON also doing very good job, and by opening gurukuls, by running practical gurukuls. So we have to produce a generation with give good thing to the society. So that is very important as per my understanding.
Thank you so much, Roji. Yes. अभ्यासाने तो कौनते या वैराग्यने. So abhyasa and vairagya, they are the suggestions given by the order. When Krishna Arjuna says that chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavadrinam. So he says, yes, all of that is this asamshayam mahabaho. He says that's without doubt, that's true. But by abhyasa and by practicing vairagya, you can control the mind. So thank you so much for bringing up that shloka from the 6th chapter, 34 and 35th verse. Thank you so much. Yes, and it's true that we have to start somewhere, and we have to regulate from our own self, and then we have to take it to the newer generation, younger generation. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Actually, this is my practical experience after in Krishna consciousness. This I already in past my years I already very rejected when after coming in Krishna consciousness. So that will be very useful for my us in my every stage, material life, in spiritual life. So now my goal is clear, right? So what is our goal in material life as well as in spiritual life? So we should stick to that. Means this wisdom given by Lord Krishna. So thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dr.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Roji. Yes, Gokul Prabhuji. Gokul Prabhuji, you can unmute and ask question. Yes.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I have one certain doubt from the topic that we discussed today of bringing up focus. So this has been my experience, like how to bring up a concentration and focus on Krishna when we are chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Like this has a thing that I try to observe. Like not chanting, I start feeling about all other things that is happening myself. Like how do I reduce it, Prabhu? Like since it cannot be achieved overnight, how to reduce it?
Thank you so much, Roji, for a very practical question. And so twice Prabhupada has given two different answers. I'll just share those with you. At one place, Prabhupada has written while replying to in a letter to one of his disciples. He says, "This will go on. This is like a battle. रस्सी खींच एक competition होती है. From the two parties are trying to pull the rope from two sides, and like that in our mind also this is going on, and our success is in sincere trying to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra with all our heart. So that is our success. So trying itself is our success. Prabhupada write at one place that this is like tug of war. Tug of war will always go on, and this is not easy to win war against your mind. But trying is our success. Actual success will come by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and our Guru. But sincere trying itself is our success. That's one, at one place Prabhupada responds like this. So irrespective of what's happening, we have to every day try sincerely. We have to try in a prayerful mood, that let me concentrate on you, O Krishna. This is with his mercy only we will be able to concentrate on him. At another place, Prabhupada give a very simple practical message saying that, uh, do nothing, think nothing. When you're sitting down for japa, just do japa and don't think about anything. Don't do nothing, think nothing. Just chant Hare Krishna mantra and try to listen to that mantra. Just try and chant Hare Krishna mantra little loudly and try to listen to that mantra as you chant. This is the only thing that we have to do. Now, so both are very practical messages. One is place where Prabhupada acknowledges that, for a devotee like us who are new devotees, this will take time for them to come to a platform where they are able to absorb themselves in Krishna. And but unless you try, you will not go there. Unless you try, so then therefore Prabhupada suggests that you keep trying. Trying itself is your success. But it's not that we have to try in an inappropriate way. If we should learn how to try also in a proper way. So that is where Prabhupada gives the second answer, that as you chant little loudly and try to hear. So what happens is, when we have to hear something, when we have to listen to something, our ears and mind need to be available to be able to send that message to the soul. Listening is not done by the ear. Ear is just a mechanical, it's a mechanical device. It's just a machine, hearing machine. Mind also needs to be present in order to decode the message which may come through the ears, and that message is ultimately heard by the soul. The soul is the listener. So we may sit in an office in a meeting and we may suddenly think about our home, thinking whether did I switch off my gas or did I left it open. Now suddenly our mind goes back to home. We may be physically sitting in the meeting, but our mind is no more with us. Our ears are receiving the information. Our boss must be talking. Our ears are listening or receiving the sound vibrations, but because mind is missing, our soul is not receiving the message. And suddenly, if we are asked a question, we suddenly wake up and says that, I didn't heard, I never heard what you said. But physically, though we were physically present in the meeting, our ears were there, but mind, because our mind was missing, we couldn't hear the message. So for hearing, the presence of mind is critical. And by forcing mind to listen to the japa that we are chanting, we are forcing that mind to remain present in present. We are not allowing mind to go away. Generally, mind, when we start japa, mind may think, "Mera kya kaam hai yahan pe? What am I supposed to do here?" And then mind start wandering here and there, and that's how our japa becomes bad. Our japa, we can't remember what we chanted. We can't remember Krishna. We can't even think about Krishna. We can't even. So that's what happens. But by forcing mind to remain present in present and to listen to the mantra as we chant, we are forcing mind to stay. And then that mind, that japa is effective, because there, we are actually able to hear every japa that as we chant, as we are able to hear, and that becomes very effective chanting. This is where we are able to invite Krishna into our heart. This is where once Krishna happily enters our heart, he can cleanse all the kalmasha, all the dirt from our heart, our consciousness. We need to offer him this place, our mind, we have invite him to our mind. And by doing so, he can enter our mind and clean our mind consciousness, of all our anarthas. But it's a daily process. It's a work in progress. It's kind of a work in progress always, because today I may hear one japa rounds nicely, but the next round again my mind can get distracted. So it's not that it's done and done. No, every moment is crucial. Every moment we have to be alert. We may lose our mind any moment. It just can give it one small weak moment and mind runs away, and then again you have to go catch him and catch it, and again bring it back and make him, force him to listen to the mantra. So it's a ongoing battle. It's a tug of war, ongoing tug of war, ongoing battle. It's a lifelong battle. It's going to be a lifelong battle. And the fighting the battle itself is a success. And if we fight it properly, we are assured success. Our success is guaranteed. Okay. Yeah. Next, Shivani Riddhi. You know,
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
yes, Shivani Reddy. Yes. Hare
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Krishna. Dana Pranam.
Prabhuji, I have a doubt. Like we commit some mistakes unknowingly. So due to that, we repent it later. Like we commit them unknowingly, and then we realize it as a mistake. So for such kind of mistakes, do we have do we have to undergo the karma and all? Do we have to undergo the karma for the complete action, or it's like partially because it's unknown for us, so we undergo like partially, or how does it work under this case?
So I mean, we discuss about the food that we eat. We may think we are eating vegetarian food, but we don't know how many germs and bacteria we may end up consuming. So that's a unknown karma. But there is a karma. So Krishna says, you offer food to me, I will remove sin from that food also. So even if we may think we are eating vegetarian, it is not karma free food. There is karma in it. And therefore Krishna says in the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita that Yajna Shishta Sinasanto. So he will remove the food. He performs that action. When we offer food to Krishna, and Krishna removes sinful reactions from that food, and then that food becomes prasad. So similarly, now this is, even if we are eating vegetarian food, we are actually eating sinful food, and that sinful food becomes prasad or sin-free food only when we offer it to Krishna. Similarly, if we can offer all our actions to Krishna, all our actions can then become purified. Then we do not have to worry about knowing and unknowing commitment of mistakes, and what are the consequences of those. Because now you are offering every action to Krishna. If you are a student, um, offer everything to Krishna. As a student, whatever you do it for Krishna. Uh, chant every day, read Bhagavad Gita for some time, and then say, Krishna, whatever you want, you do your best in your study, and then accept the result as a wish, as a sanction by Krishna. So as a grahastha, you can give a portion of your remuneration to Krishna, portion of your profit to Krishna. That way you can spiritualize your work. That way you can spiritualize your studies. Bring Krishna into your activities, and then they become pure. Otherwise, everything in this world is impure. Everything in this world is sinful. And it's impossible to live a sin-free life in this world. But when we live life depending on Krishna, then we become sin-free, because Krishna removes the sin from all our actions. Okay? Yeah, Sanjeev Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for such a wonderful session. My question is, Prabhuji, advancing in Krishna consciousness necessarily involves, devoting more and more time towards the various processes of devotional service. Now, just for example, chanting 16 rounds, which is the minimum prescribed by Srila Prabhupada, that itself takes up about 2 hours. Then, in addition to that, it's recommended that one must be hearing or reading Bhagavad Gita or the Srimad Bhagavatam for another, say, at least 1 to 2 hours, which is the minimum prescribed really if you have to move forward. All this will obviously come at the cost of, for a householder particularly, at the cost of other activities that he has to perform. And a person who is earning for his family, trying to maintain his family, doing a job, that itself will take about 10 to 12 hours. A well-paying job today will make you slog also. And then there are, of course, the demands of the family as well. You can't ignore that, whether it's your children or your parents. So my question is, increasing, advancing in devotional service, you have just those 24 hours in a day. And devoting more and more time towards devotional service, that itself is a challenge when it comes to doing that vis-a-vis, maintaining all your other material activities and interactions with your family. So what's the way forward according to you? How do you strike a balance there?
Thank you so much for Proji for the nice question. So I'll give my practical example. I don't want to claim this is perfect, but so so when we got connected with Krishna consciousness, we had we had many distractions. I used to watch cricket, was a big cricket fan. I used to play cricket for corporates. I used to watch test match for whole day. I'm finance professional. I'm a CA, so I used to follow markets, all kind of markets. I used to follow. I used to had a lot of significant knowledge about finance industry as such, and to keep myself updated, to used to consume a lot of my time. To keep, I was very much interested in sporting activity, keeping track of all of that used to consume a lot of my time. Geopolitics affect the economy, so used to keep track of that. Used to consume a lot of my time. Being me, my wife, both were chartered accountants. So we were fond of foreign locations, visiting, of vacationing abroad, planning for a vacation, executing, going out, coming back, used to consume a lot of our time and money, effort, a lot of it. So if you see, and we had increased social engagement as our families are growing. We used to have friends are growing, our commitments are growing, and uh, so we reach a stage where we thought 24 hours are not enough. But today we are able to do all of that. So you're right. As you increase Krishna consciousness activities, you'll have to cut down on some of the activities. And those some activities are all the unnecessary things that we spoke about today. Unnecessary indulgence in, do I need to know each and everything that's happening in every part of, with all the political parties in every nook and corner of the country? I probably don't. Do I need to know everything that's happening in every country all over the world? Who is winning, who is losing, which party is dominant, what are the trends and all of that? Probably don't. Do I need to know every Grand Slam? What, right from the first round to the last final, what happened, who did what, and probably don't. Do I need to follow each and every match in the World Cup that is played, or IPL that is played, or a test match championship that is played all over the world? Probably I don't. So, lot of my time, which was earlier getting consumed by all these activities, now I am cutting down on all of that and I'm utilizing it for Krishna. So even today, I work as a CFO of a multinational company. I also have a family, and I'm also able to perform Krishna consciousness activities without getting affected in my well-paying job, without performing. I'm still well performing, high top performer employee, top performing employee of my company, despite of being a Krishna consciousness, despite of being in Krishna consciousness. It's not affected my work. In fact, it has improved my focus in my work because I have less distraction. Earlier, I would get distracted for everything. I would see the need for me to know everything. And if I'm not known, I have today consultants to come and appraise me of what's happening. So lot of that, lot of that time which otherwise I was wasting, now I'm utilizing it for Krishna consciousness. Um, is it impossible to be replicated? It's not. If I can do it, I can guarantee everybody can do it. And all of us waste a lot of our time on various things, and we may have good justification for all of those. But we can carve out 2 hours for japa from any busy schedule. We have Ambarish Prabhu, who is Ford, who is on the Ford board of Ford Motors. Every day he perform Mangalarti and chant 16 rounds before going out for board meetings in the Ford Empire. He manages Ford Empire. But he does this every day in, day out, not problem. He, of course, there are days when he catches flights and he misses those things, but he's consciousness in his consciousness is very clear what is important to him, and he do it relentlessly, day in, day out, for years. He's Prabhupada disciple and he's been doing it for 40-50 years. So it's possible for him, it's possible for every one of us. It requires little conviction that this is important, and with that attention, with that conviction comes the attention. And then when we found this super important for me, I will do it. I will find ways and means to do it. And as I progress in my life, at times, I don't have to even work so much. I can start working for Krishna at some stage of my life. I should consider even doing that. I should stop working for material, earning my salary for feeding my family members alone. I can take up services. I can take up other services where I can actually engage in direct service to Krishna, or to help the devotees in any way possible, utilizing my skills, my talents, my abilities. So that transition also we should think about and we should achieve going forward, so that all my life till I die, I don't want to earn for my family members. I want to fulfill my responsibilities, but I have higher responsibilities towards Krishna also. I should be able to devote myself to those responsibilities as well. When I'm productive, when I'm become useless, I don't want to go to Krishna. That now I can do nothing. I can't see, I can't walk, I can't stand for 2 hours. What is it? But I want to do seva. What kind of seva I may end up doing? When I'm productive, I should also make myself available to Krishna at some stage in my life also. So that's a vanaprastha that I can think of. All of us should think of, and that dedicating ourselves fully for service of Krishna at some stage in our life, may not be today, but some stage. So that also is possible. It's not impossible. So depends on our conviction and our guidance, who is guiding us. They can help us through navigate through our life situations correctly, properly. As I said, one rule does not apply to all, but it's not impossible to be done. We need guidance, we need conviction, and through that we should be able to achieve this, no problem. Okay.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Roji. Last question, Sati Babu Narla. Hare Krishna, you have raised hand. Yes, you can speak.
Actually,
Actually, whatever you said, Naman Prabhuji, mobile phones, all these are the main we are using mainly most of the time. But when you go to temple, means like Lord Balaji, Tirupati, we are sparing without mobile phones mostly means 24 hours, 48 hours in queues. Without phones, you are living means you are waiting in the queue without mobile phones or any gadgets. Just you are seeing in the screens only Lord Balaji rituals. In the rooms, you are waiting more than 24 hours also sometimes. Means how to means like that only. How can we can adopt the same things at our entire everyday livings? Can you please suggest?
Thank you so much, Proji. So Proji gave a very practical example that when you go to take Balaji's darshan, you survive without phone for 24 hours because you are standing in the queue and without phone. And it's not that nobody dies. I have not seen my phone for last so many hours. I'm going to die. Nobody dies. And people realize that life existed without invention of mobile phone. And now just get addicted doesn't mean that we should remain addicted. And then what are the ways? So Proji, we discussed in one of the slide in various ways in which we can cut down on the usage of phones. The utility of phone is not denied. That today the payment whole the wallet industry is in the whole payment system has become instrumental. The phones have become instrumental in revolutionizing the whole payment industry. Today we don't need we can without wallet you can go and practically roam around the whole country and come back without carrying your wallet, and not all of that was possible has become possible with the help of phone. So the utility is not to deny, but the overemphasis, overuse, and lack of self-regulation, which leads to indulgence into other things, that there is no excuse that we ourselves are to be blamed for that. And so by implementing some of the suggestions that we discuss in one of the slide, that we can keep physical distance. We can keep, as somebody suggested, that after during work hours they just lock the phone, and they just keep it in locks, and they don't access. After certain night hours they don't touch the phone. They put them on silent, and then they check them only in the morning. So by different ways and different means, it is possible to reduce the usage or to limit the usage to what is really beneficial, to judicious use of phone, so that we don't deny it, but we don't overindulge into this. Also, the parental control is a thing to consider. We think we are parents and nobody should touch our phones, but and we exempt ourselves from that. We may apply parental control on children's phone, but we can keep our phones accessible to everyone, nothing to hide. So that itself will prevent us from not doing wrong activities in our phone, using our phone in the lonely hours when no one is watching. We shouldn't think like that. So uh, different ways and means, and it's more of individual. What's suit in one environment may not suit in another environment. So it's more of an individual effort, but one has to, you come up, Prabhuji, with what you think will, what is your problem. You diagnose your problem, and then you come up with a suggestion as to how best you can resolve your problem. You are your best judge also. At times, we ignore our own suggestions, but we know our situation better than anybody else, and we can come up with better suggestions than anybody else from the outside can give us. We know what all wrong we are doing, how our mind play, what all goes on inside our mind. We only know. We may put up a mask for the outside world to see, but we only know what's inside our heart. So we should be honest and sincere, and in dealing with our own self, and then come up with some suggestions and share those with me. Hopefully, you have my number, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Not, you can take down. My number is 9819091701. It's a WhatsApp number. I will put up into the chat box. But send what is your current situation and what suggestions will help you, and we will keep track of your progress. But we can help each other. But we have to come up with our own suggestions. What will work for us?
Okay.
Okay, but you can use some of the suggestions given in the slides, which I will circulate after the session. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your patience. We'll close today's session. Srila Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, everyone.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna,
Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Dandavat
Dandavat,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna,
Dandavat
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Hari
Thank you,
Bol.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.